Hey, Sammy B here. I got Ding with us today. He's gonna be my analysis talking NASCAR. He does have his own YouTube channel. I'll link it below. But for Ding, if you want to talk about yourself here,
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. Excited to be part of your new channel, Sammy B. You guys new to the show, make sure you subscribe and give them some love. But over at my channel, you're going to find some gaming videos, officer training school videos, some Air Force related stuff. So kind of here and there, all over
oh
the
yeah,
place. But check it out. It's a lot of fun and love to see you guys there. But thanks again for having me, Sammy.
yeah, definitely check it out. I'm in a few of those videos. A good friend of mine, Ding, so I'm happy to have him today. Always love NASCAR, but honestly, I just want to talk about today. We're one race in already, but there are some new changes with these next gen cars. I know they made them so they're more like street ready. What are your thoughts and ideas on these new cars?
Yeah, so one of the big changes that everybody's talking about, it was big news in the Daytona 500, were the wheels. So I know that's going to be a talking point a little bit later on, but the lug nuts is kind of a key factor,
Mhm.
one of the major changes. So they went from 5 to 1, and the wheels are also now aluminum. So they're a lot lighter. Might be some durability issues there. We're not entirely sure very early on, but obviously in Daytona we experienced some of that. Um, so as far as the wheels, and they're 18-inch wheels, so they're much
Yeah.
bigger. So we saw people getting flat tires and getting stuck on the track, where normally they'd be able to roll around into the pits and continue on. So there were some issues there. As far as the body goes, they made as you mentioned, they're very similar to production cars, or a lot more similar than they have been in the past. They're obviously still stock cars. It's not your run of the mill Camry out there,
Yeah.
but
Right.
pretty cool to see the different styles of cars. And then, yeah, I mean, you're going to be relying on engines and teams setups more than aero, I think, this season. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to balance the playing field, and it'll be fun to see the drivers actually have more of a role in race outcomes this season.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the reason why I asked Ding this question is I'm just a casual viewer. I watched a couple of races here and there, never really pay attention to what changes were made. It did come up, yeah. Daytona 500 racer Kaz Garla, I think I said that right, lost an entire wheel. I thought nothing much of it. Again, I'm a casual viewer, but his pit crew is suspended 4 games, I think, or 4 races, and 2 additional members. But why do they suspend someone? I don't understand that.
Yeah, so Kaz Grala, and he drives the number 50. I believe I believe that's Floyd Mayweather's team. Again, brand new team, so kind of feeling that out. But yeah, the reason there's a penalty for losing a wheel, it's a safety issue. In the past, teams, when it used to be 5 lug nuts, and I think this is going to be an ongoing issue, is a lot of the rules aren't amended for the new car. So a lot of the rules are kind of based on previous seasons where they had 5 lug nuts, and teams were taking shortcuts and purposely doing 3 lug nuts to make the pit stops faster. So back then it was an issue. It was basically trying cutting corners. So if you're cutting corners, you're cheating, you're going to get penalized. So I think I think that's the reason the penalty exists in the first place. With
Mhm.
1 lug nut, I don't know that it's necessary. Obviously, if you lose a wheel on track, that's a pretty big penalty. You're going to be either going into the wall or losing a lap, or something negative is going to happen. But I think the reason they went forward with the penalty is they've got to, because they're going to these new wheels, new lug
Mhm.
nut, they need to prove that these cars are safe and are futuristic, right?
Oh
Looking
yeah.
forward to better quality. And when you lose a wheel on track, which is something that rarely happened before, and we had it happen twice in the biggest race of the year, um, that's obviously, it doesn't look good on NASCAR. And I think they penalize teams that make them not look good. So I think that's the reason.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm quizzing you more, but again, I'm still trying to learn. So that means that racers have a whole new crew chief. Do you think that's going to affect him in those 4 races while he's suspended?
I don't think so. It is a new team. I think they're going to have growing pains regardless. So I don't think it's going to hurt them too much. Unfortunately, I mean, if you're going to lose your crew chief, you want to lose them at a big race like Daytona, which is a little bit easier to coach through. But we'll see how they do. I mean, they're already going to be struggling. It's not one of the top tier teams. So I'm not familiar with Kaz Grala enough to know if he's a good driver or not. Obviously, he got seat time, so he's decent.
Yeah, I hope I don't lose a tire.
But it's the weight's going to be on his shoulders to move that team forward, especially over the next few races. And who knows? It's a new team, so maybe they substitute in a new crew chief and find somebody that they really like, and maybe the Daytona crew chief is out.
Oh yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, see, Ding knows his stuff. This is why I'm new to NASCAR. Again, I've watched it periodically here or there, but I'm watching it full season this year. I'm excited for that. It's funny you brought up Mayweather. I did notice, Michael Jordan has his second season racing, got a second car, Bubba Wallace, and I think Kurt Busch, and Mayweather is a new owner. It's kind of interesting seeing celebrities. What are your thoughts on that? Or is there one celebrity in particular you want to see own some NASCAR teams?
Well, Pitbull also is a part owner of a team too. So
really?
That's that's pretty cool. I think that might be why he's getting all the on-track entertainment deals, but I don't know. Who knows? But I mean, it's really cool. I think what it does is it gives NASCAR, it puts NASCAR more in the spotlight. So not only it's kind of a win-win for both, right? The celebrity and NASCAR. So the celebrity gets access to all of NASCAR's fans, and NASCAR gets access to all the celebrities' fans. I don't know if you saw, but in the Xfinity race, that huge turnover into the catch fence.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Michael Jordan and Bubba Wallace were right on the other side of that. So I mean, that's front page news if Michael Jordan gets taken out in a NASCAR race. So there's a little bit of risk involved if there's any negativity around them being in the sport. But I think there's a lot of positivity. I think their teams are obviously performing well. Bubba Wallace won last year in in their 23XI's first season. So that's huge. And then he came in second place in the Daytona 500 this year. So I think I don't know. I think as far as owning a team, it's more about having the money. Hendrick is good because they got a lot of money. And then as far as being competitive, you obviously need a good team built around you. Hendrick has done that over the years. Other organizations like Penske, Joe Gibbs, those kind of teams have really good teams because they've been around so long. So it's going to take a little bit of time for these teams to get consistently competitive. But I think if the money's there, they're going to be good. And these cars, like I said, they're there to balance the field. So if you're a celebrity looking to get into the sport, now's the time. Everybody's on a fresh page. So
heck yeah. I was surprised seeing Michael Jordan and Pitbull. I think he did the national anthem or something. I think it was like a mid-race show during the race in LA. I know it was an expedition race, but funny to see. Going into race 2 for the season. This one will be at, I think it's the Auto Club 400 at Fontana, California. I looked up the current top 5 power rankings. Want to get your thoughts. I have Kyle Larson first, Chase Elliott second, Kyle Busch third, Joey Logano fourth, and fifth, Denny Hamlin. What do you think of the top 5 power ranking racers?
Well, I think it's easy to have Kyle Larson on top after coming off of the championship last year. But going into Auto Club, the 2 drivers I'm going to be looking at are going to be Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott. They're the first and second highest average finishers. I know who your money's on, so I'm going to be saying Chase Elliott's going to win. I'm also a Hendricks guy, so it's going to make it easy for me to make those calls throughout the season. But I think Chase Elliott, he's hungry after coming so close last year and having the champion come from within the Hendrick stable. So he knew he had the similar equipment, and I think he's hungry. So he's out there to prove himself. He's been doing a bunch of racing in various different, specialties, I guess, similar to what Kyle Larson does throughout the season. So he's definitely trying to improve his driving style and his abilities. So I think he's hungry to prove what he's been doing is working. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think Chase Elliott. That's my choice.
Well, speaking of Chase Elliott, while I was looking at the power rankings, I saw he signed a 5-year extension. It's kind of funny, I'm a basketball, baseball, football fan. I know all about free agents. Never thought about free agents in NASCAR. Now this just popped in my head again. Kind of new in NASCAR. I've seen racers change numbers. If Chase didn't sign an extension, went to a new team, is that when he would have to change a number?
Yeah, I mean so the way it works kind of is each team kind of owns a set of numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine Team Hendrick or Mr. Hendrick had to solicit for that 9 when Chase Elliott wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fuzzy on where he got that from or which team had it, but I'm sure Mr. Hendrick paid to have the number 9 as part of his organization. So if Chase Elliott left for, let's say, Gibbs Racing,
Yeah.
Gibbs would have to either buy the number 9 or Chase Elliott would have to go with one of the numbers that Gibbs has, whether it's 18, 11, 19, 20. Or I don't know if he's got more numbers in his back pocket or not, but he'd have to pick a number that is owned by that team that he goes to. So who knows? Maybe that was part of the deciding factor for Chase.
That was always the hard thing. Me as a non-fan, I'd pick a racer and a number, and next season they change. So it's always weird.
Yeah.
No, this is good knowledge, but yeah, I do want to talk about the upcoming race. As you mentioned, you know who I'm picking. What I'll say is this racer is the current active leader at Fontana in wins with 4, top 5 finishes 11, and laps led of 807. Because I'm new, I'm not going to pick him straight up. I'm doing top 3 finish for Kyle Busch. Right now, the payout's plus 180, so that's my bet. You said you're thinking Chase Elliott, is that right?
Yeah, if I were a betting man, which I'm not, but especially with NASCAR, anything goes this season, so it's really wild. Like I said, the cars are very level. I don't know what to expect at any of these tracks moving forward. It could be very balanced where we have mid-pack teams, doing really, really well, or it could be separated by money like it has been in the past. So we're going to see. But as far as betting on this race, Kyle Busch, like you said, winningest driver, highest average finish in the active field. So I think it's a safe bet, especially top 3. I mean, that seems pretty reasonable. So yeah, it's a good call.
Well, I know you said you're not a betting man. That's fine by me. I'm here to talk sports and have fun with it. So I want to thank you again, Dean, for coming on the channel, talking NASCAR. I think I have a lot more questions to come. So we got some more videos, but I think it's a good stopping point for today. Any closing notes from you?
No, I hope you guys enjoy the race. If you do, give us a thumbs up. I know that's kind of NASCAR's thing, but we were talking about it before they were, right? And if you guys enjoy this analysis by me or Sammy B's channel, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.